It started like any other storm warning. The weather alerts lit up our phones and the city sirens wailed across the town, signaling the approach of a severe tornado. Living in the Midwest, this was nothing new, just another Tuesday. My roommate Jenny and I grabbed our emergency kit and headed to the basement, settling in for what we assumed would be a couple of hours of waiting. The storm outside sounded vicious, winds howling, thunder cracking like it was splitting the sky in half. But the strange thing was, the sirens didn't stop. Usually they'd wail for a few minutes and then silence, but tonight, they kept going, droning on and on. I tried to ignore it, focusing on the text I was sending my mom to let her know that we were safe. But Jenny kept pacing. "Something feels off," she said, pressing her ear to the basement door. She was right. The siren sounded wrong. The tone was slightly higher than normal, almost like they were struggling to keep the same pitch. And underneath the mechanical sound was something else, a low guttural noise barely audible, but unmistakably there. A rumble rolled through the ground beneath us, shaking the basement walls. That's when we heard the first scream. It came from outside, muffled but blood-curdling. Jenny froze, and my phone slipped from my hand. We stared at each other in silence, straining to hear more. Another scream followed, then another, until they balanced into a chaotic chorus of panic. I crept up from the stairs to the small window near the front of the house. Rain streaked on the glass, but through the flashes of lightning, I saw something that made my stomach drop. The sky wasn't green like you'd expect before a tornado. It was red, deep swirling red, as though the clouds themselves were bleeding. "Do you see anything?" Jenny whispered behind me, her voice trembling. I was about to answer when the power cut out, plunging us into darkness. Then came the knocking. It wasn't at the door. It was on the basement walls. 3 sharp knocks, spaced evenly apart, like someone or something was outside, trying to get in. Jenny clutched my arm, her nails digging into my skin. "There is no way anyone's out there in this storm," she said, her voice barely audible. The knocks came again, louder this time and closer. They didn't move like a person would. It was as if whatever was knocking was circling the basement, faster than it should have been possible. And then it spoke. At first it was a garbled mess, like static on a radio. But then the words became clear, even though the voice was all wrong, too deep, too distorted to be human.
"Let us in."
I stumbled back, dragging Jenny with me. We huddled in the corner. The voice came again, this time from directly above us, as though if inside the house.
"Let us in."
The siren outside shifted, their pitch rising until they sounded like screams themselves. The guttural noise underneath grew louder, more defined. It wasn't just a rumble. It was breathing. The storm never passed. Morning never came. The last thing that I remember was the basement door creaking open, a cold draft rushing in, and Jenny screaming as a figure stepped inside. I don't know how to describe it, except to say that it wasn't human. Now, I'm alone. Jenny's gone. I don't know where she is or if she's even alive. But there's something worse. I just heard my phone buzz. A weather alert. The sirens are starting again. And this time, I think they're for me. My heart sank as I woke up to the sun streaming in. A warm, sunny Saturday that would mean only one thing. We would have to get our asses in gear and head outdoors. to a lake or a park or something. God forbid we'd spent a Saturday resting at home after a hard week of work. Sun guilt, my wife calls it laughingly. Apparently we'll feel bad if we don't go outside and enjoy sunlight and nature. No, I won't. Oh, stop grumbling, she says. And it's too late. We're there already, at a local lake. Trudging through the narrow woodsy trail to get to the lakeside, I look at my wife's bare legs and arms in her flimsy shorts and tank top, brushing against the branches and the leaves. She's not a local. Honey, watch out for ticks and bugs, will ya? I call. Oh shoot, I forgot the mosquito repellent, she answered, but doesn't seem to mind it, and soon enough we emerge from the woods onto this narrow stony beach by the lake. We plod down on our towels, a bit winded and sweaty from the short hike, mosquitoes finding us enticing. My wife gives little screams, slapping them away. We decided to get into the water to escape them. We wade out together, but then my wife declares that the lake is creepy. She is right, it is. The water has this reddish black tinge to it due to its minerals. It's a bit windy too. My wife returns to the beach, but I'm in no hurry to join the mosquitoes and the ticks and wade in further, deep enough to dip my head and swim a bit. I can still hear my wife's little screams in the distance, carrying over the water. I splash around some more, beginning to relax and enjoy the feel of the cold, red-blackish water against my skin. My wife's screams are becoming louder. I guess she was calling to me to go back as I was drifting further from the shore. I want to ignore the screams, but they have reached a hysterical pitch I have never heard before. Reluctantly, I anchor my feet in this mushy, rocky, weird lake floor with water streaming from my eyes, looking back at the shore. In time to see giant creatures that look like overgrown ticks and mosquitoes. Huge creatures of monstrous proportions impaling my wife on their enormous sharp protrusions. Before my horror struck my eyes, they ripped her apart and proceeded to calmly eat bleeding pieces of her. Some of the pieces still squiggling. Their fearsome mouths chew in what seems like a slow motion. The sound of screaming has long died down. After my first initial paralysis of shock and fright pass, I duck under the water and swim over to the next little beach, about 100 meters over. As I had hoped, that beach was clear of infestation, the main attraction being obviously elsewhere. I wade towards the land, ignoring the things brushing against my legs, and once there, sprint up to the trail as fast as I could towards the parking lot. Branches and leaves and other things I dare not look at catch at me, brushing against my wet skin as I run. But nothing stops me, and soon I am by the highway, sobbing, wet, and begging for help, but safe from giant mosquitoes and ticks on the beach by the lake. The police were able to find some bits and pieces of her scattered on the beach, but no signs of vicious bugs which I described attacking her. They concluded that I was suffering from some sort of traumatic hallucination and that she had been attacked by a random wild bear or other wildlife, even though no such creature has been spotted in our area. I know what I saw, but I had the sense to stop talking about it after I realized they were not taking me seriously. I have never been out in the nature since. I never should have opened that email. It came late one night, buried in a sea of spam clogging my inbox. The subject line was, "Play the game, win the prize." I don't know what possessed me to click on it, but maybe I was just bored, or maybe the insomnia had scrambled my brain. Either way, I clicked. The email had no text, just a link. Against every single ounce of common sense, I hovered over it, hesitating only a second before clicking. My browser opened to a black screen with a single line of text. Welcome to the game. Will you play? Yes or no? I stared at it, fingers hovering over my keyboard. It had to be a prank or something, or some kind of viral marketing stunt. I typed, yes, and hit enter. The screen flickered and new text appeared. The rules are simple. Do what we ask. No questions. No quitting. Win and you'll receive a reward beyond your wildest dreams. Lose and, well, you won't. A countdown started in the corner of the screen. 30 seconds. Underneath, a new message appeared. Level 1. Knock on your neighbor's door. I laughed at this. Was this it? A weird scavenger hunt? My neighbor, Miss Klein, was a sweet old lady who baked cookies for the whole block. I figured I'd humor the game and give her a laugh. I grabbed my phone and walked next door. The house was dark, but I knocked lightly anyway. No answer. I tried again, harder this time. Still nothing. As I turned to leave, my phone buzzed. We didn't say lightly knock. Knock harder. I froze, staring at the screen. How did they know? Heart pounding, I raised my fist and pounded on that door. This time, the lights flickered on, and Miss Klein opened the door, looking confused and unharmed. I mumbled an apology about a prank and rushed back to my house. My computer dinged. Well done. Level 2. Leave your front door unlocked for the next hour. This time I hesitated. My neighborhood wasn't exactly crime-ridden, but leaving my front door open at night? No way. I hovered over the browser's close button, but the screen glitched and froze. My phone buzzed again. No quitting. Against my better judgment, I unlocked the door. Then I sat on the couch, staring at it, for what felt like forever. Nothing happened. No shadows moved across the porch. No footsteps crept up the stairs. Just silence. When the hour was up, my computer dinged again. Good. Level 3. Look under your bed. A chill ran down my spine. I hadn't looked under my bed in years, not since I was a child, and convinced myself that monsters lived under there. It was ridiculous, I told myself. Still, I couldn't shake this uneasy feeling creeping up my neck. I grabbed a flashlight and knelt on the floor, shining it into the darkness under my bed. At first, I saw nothing but a few stray socks and some dust. Then, something moved. It was quick, just a flash of pale skin and fingers too long to be human. I jerked back, heart pounding, but when I looked again, it was gone. My computer dinged. Did you see it? Level 4. Invited out. I slammed my laptop shut, my breath coming in short, ragged gasps. Whatever this game was, it wasn't a joke, but it wasn't over. My phone buzzed again. This time, it wasn't a message. It was a video. The shaky footage showed my bedroom. My bedroom, filmed from the corner near the ceiling. The camera zoomed in on my bed, and slowly, something crawled out from underneath it. The thing was impossibly thin, its limbs bending in ways they shouldn't. Its face was blank, pale expression with no eyes or any mouth, nothing but smooth, featureless skin. It tilted its head towards the camera, as if it knew that I was watching. The video ended. A new message appeared on my phone. Level 5. It's inside now. Hide. The sound of footsteps echoed from upstairs. I didn't think. I grabbed my keys and bolted to the front door, sprinting down the street as fast as I could. Behind me, I swear I heard the sound of laughter, and low gutturals, and wrong. I spent the night in my car, parked in a well-lit gas station. When I finally returned home the next morning, the house was empty. My computer was gone, my phone too. It was like the game never existed. But I know it did, because sometimes, late at night, I hear those footsteps again, and I wonder if I ever really stopped playing. Now I know that this is a little bit different from what we usually do, but I've got a lot of shorter kind of creepypasta stories, and I was like, let's switch it up a little bit. So I just wanted to say, if you guys do like this and you guys would like to see more of these, like the different creepypastas that are a little bit shorter, just let me know down in the comment section. Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you would like to see more, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I have got a lot of content and a lot more coming, so just know that. And I should have a pretty damn cool Sunday upload. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. Make sure to check out the links in the description as well, like Twitter, Instagram, everything like that, you know that whole just shit. But with that being said, stay safe, stay scary, and I'll see you in the next one.